All right, brothers and sisters.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Greetings from 2K Sports. Welcome to our Wednesday night coverage of the NBA. And tonight, we've got the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill, Coach Dan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Naz Reid.
And he's been trending downward in terms of his average points per game. And a number of reasons can lead to this. But he needs to figure out how to get back on track.
Let's check out Milwaukee's starting lineup. Inside, they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's Kevin Porter. Then it's Green. And it's Rollins in at the shooting guard. And for the Timberwolves, they've got Williams. And it's James in at the 5. And, Coach, that long off season is over. The NBA is back. How happy are you to hear those words?
You have no idea. I've been waiting a long time for tonight, a game that counts. How great is this?
Pass to Big Smooth. Here's Big Smooth. Offline with a 3. On the wing, Porter. The shot won't fall. Some solid defense from Williams. James passes to Williams. With the teardrop. And he sinks the layup.
The first good move in a long chess match between these coaching staffs.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Here's Rollins. Antetokounmpo outside. Pure from three-point range.
Well, if you've followed Giannis's career, you know how much work he's put into extending his reach.
Well, Grant, you got to give the Bucks credit. 9 straight postseason appearances, the longest running streak in the league.
Yeah, but 3 straight first-round exits. I mean, you could tell the boat's taking on water, and tough decisions are required.
Porter's shot is off.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
That one drops for him.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Good. And Antetokounmpo gets the assist.
Taking us back to my days. A mid-range jumper from Porter Jr. I didn't know those were allowed anymore.
Pass to Big Smooth. This one for 3. And he can't connect. He's 1 for 3 in this game. For Milwaukee, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Back to Antetokounmpo. It's stolen. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Ripped down the breakaway slam.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is really set.
Offensive board. Oh, Giannis dunks it home.
Yeah, what a save by Giannis. He should always be crashing the offensive glass like this.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo talked about what keeps him going. He said the most important thing is to stay humble. At the end of the day, I realized that I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm just happy, and I always want to be better and do better for my team. And that's what gives me joy. Brian, back to you.
You got to respect that mindset. Allie, we appreciate the report. Minnesota leading by 4. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
Sit down.
Check in for McDaniels. All right, with this break, let's take a look at the teams that were the toughest to score against last year. Number 5, the Timberwolves.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
Pass to Champ. Looking for an opening. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Snatched up. Here's James. And it's James with the jam.
Incredible work right there on the glass. Just doing all he can to extend that lead.
Hey, once you got him on the ropes, keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
Here's Williams. After the basket by Milwaukee on the other end. James, a screen on Antetokounmpo. Champ. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. And they'll give that one to Miles Turner. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks. And that's what great offenses are all about.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
And, Coach, some tough luck for the Bucks with injuries to their star players in recent years.
Yeah, well, last season, Lillard went down with the Achilles. Before him, Chris Middleton battled injuries. Even Giannis had his share. In this league, it's not enough to just be good. You need to have some luck, too.
Oh, he got him with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 14-6 run. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Antetokounmpo with it. He's got 5. Kuzma outside. With the 10-footer. Uses the glass to drop it in. Now here's Edwards. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And so the first quarter is in the books. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 5. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. For those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Well, there's no reason to take risky shots when you can collect points at the rim.
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
We've got Jaden McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Mike Conley. And it's Big Smooth in at the 2. So that's the Timberwolves 5. What a sensational move captured from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Minnesota leading by 3. Pass to Champ. Three-pointer. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Harris on the wing. McDaniels covering. It's Kuzma with the miss.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
To the inside. Oh, got a piece of it. It's 2-on-1. Moving it up. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Well, to play great defense, teams have to provide help. But how do you avoid overhelping?
It's a great question, B.A., and it's like anything in the game. Basketball is a game of decisions. I think people look at it and they talk about athletic ability and they talk about skills, which are both important. But the best players and the best teams are the best decision makers, and the same thing goes as to when to help and when to stay home on shooters.
Checked in for Kuzma. Green comes in for Harris. And it's Rollins in for Trent. And it's tied up with that one.
Well, really, Bobby Portis is a key big for this team. He hits threes to stretch the floor, scores at a high clip, plus Bobby is a great rebounder.
The Bucks have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. On the wing, Green. After the outside. From deep. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second. Ooh, once again, off the mark by Minnesota. And it's Green with the ball for Milwaukee. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Big Smooth. Oh, a huge slam. An exclamation point on that break.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
Timeout. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
It may be a player's league, but the coaches obviously play a big part as well.
And this is when a coach earns his paycheck. Analyze the situation and give your players the information they need to succeed.
He's checked in for Milwaukee. Gary Trent Jr. comes in for Anthony. Looking at last year, here were the players that led the way in terms of overall scoring. Second is Giannis Antetokounmpo. The fourth spot held by Anthony Edwards.
Two premier scoring options that defenses really have to scramble to account for.
And Minnesota with possession here. Pass to Big Smooth. Here's Big Smooth. Antetokounmpo covering. Williams from long range. Sinks the tray. Williams has got 5 points.
The bounce pass right on the money. Great setup.
Here in quarter two, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Turner finds Trent. Big Smooth with rebound. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Williams from long range. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Pass to Rollins. Trent outside. Now Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. There's a screen by Turner. Trent from long range. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Down low. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
And sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here. Hanging up there like that. And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Timberwolves making a switch here. Gobert's checked in. The Bucks also with a sub. Porter Jr., he's checked in for Trent. Here's Porter. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Timberwolves.
Well, it shows you how crucial communication is. They clearly weren't on the same page there.
.125 left to play in the first half. Outside, Williams. Pass to Big Smooth. Inside. Up and in on the layup. And now a 7-point Minnesota lead.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Rollins passes to Antetokounmpo. Looking to win the run. That shot off the mark.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Nice start for him. Taking his first shot.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
Here's Porter. And then Porter with the dunk.
Yeah, check out the ups on Porter. Leaping off the floor and playing over the defense.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Back to Williams. Pass to Big Smooth. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And here is Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis, just too much.
Well, that's a smart play. Taking advantage of the mismatch in close.
And So a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. The T-Wolves on top. They're up by 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hello and welcome, basketball fans. The first half coming to an end with a deficit for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Showing they know how to play. Team chemistry is on display. Like what I did there, showing they know how to play. Chemistry is on display. Kenny, anything you like to say? Oh.
Shaq's chosen to rap because in the first half, he was taking a nap.
Oh. What you said was not full. In other words, it was terrible.
Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
And a look here now at the Bucks. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. The Bucks trail by 5. Taking a look at the Bucks. Inside they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's A.J. Green. Then there's Kevin Porter. And it's Rollins in at the 2. Here's Rollins. Antetokounmpo for 3. Rebound Minnesota. James has got his 4th rebound in this one. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Back to Antetokounmpo. There's a screen by Turner. Ooh, they pick off the pass. Here's Big Smooth. Pass to Williams. Here's Big Smooth. James finds Williams. The shot's good on the assist by James. And it's a 9-point Minnesota lead.
Setting each other up beautifully. I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assists.
Back to Porter. Fires in the triple. Porter's got 7 points in the game.
And shots like this help Porter Jr. get into a rhythm. Connecting off the catch only helps his confidence.
Here's Williams. The 3 is up.
Timberwolves foul. James. First personal foul.
The Bucks trail by 6. Stan, when you talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, would you say he's one of the most unguardable players ever?
Well, B.A. certainly got to be in the conversation. Besides maybe Wemby, we haven't seen anyone like Giannis when it comes to length and those long strides especially. Plus, he has that strength, too.
And Minnesota with possession here after Milwaukee picked up a 3 with their last shot. Pass to Big Smooth. Clock at 6. Let's go with a 3. Williams, that's good. He's got 10.
They are on fire to start this second half. 3 for 3 and looking totally in sync.
And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Now on the court, looking for active pass, Ice Squad. He's got another game.
leaderboard. These teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. The Bucks, number 1. 4th, the Timberwolves.
A stat every team wants to excel in, three-point shooting. Both of these teams were fantastic from deep last season.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And here is Green. No points so far. Antetokounmpo, right side, outside, Green. The three-pointer off the mark. Minnesota leading by 6. Here's Big Smooth. Here's
wow, what a play.
That was incredible.
And this kind of six slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they play and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Now here's Porter. He has 7. A minute 58 left in the third quarter here. And stolen by Williams. And slam dunked by James.
And they've made themselves easy pickings. Sloppy ball control creates an easily converted turnover.
And he lobs it up the feed. The jam. Giannis.
Great timing. Giannis able to complete the oop.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And Grant, for everything else he's accomplished, Giannis hasn't quite mastered the three-point shot.
And you know, he hasn't had to, B.A. You want him inside, hitting on those high percentages, shutting down the lane defensively, and, of course, controlling the boards.
Milwaukee making some changes. Bobby Portis has checked in for Turner, and Kuzma's subbed in for Antetokounmpo. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. That one's good for 2. 6 points for him.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Portis a screen to the paint. And then Portis with the dunk.
That's a great two-player set. Portis setting a screen and moving with purpose. Nice work offensively.
Pass to James. Outside, Williams. From deep three-point range. Doesn't fall. Now 4 for 6. The Bucks trail by 8. 36 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Porter, the pass to Rollins. Shot clock at 5. Back to Porter. From deep three-point land. Chance for the rebound. Minnesota leading by 8. Inside. It's stolen by Kuzma. Here's Rollins. And here's Porter outside. Portis. And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding? And so it's Minnesota leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Great shot selection right now. keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You can count on him to deliver a few assists like this one each and every night.
Well, that is what coaches want from their point guard. Set others up, play the game the right way.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. We've got Nas Reed. Williams is out there with McDaniels, and it's Champ in at power forward. So that's the Timberwolves 5. The Bucks trail by 6. Trent on the wing. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Loving the skill Trent has inside. Just finding a crack in the armor to get the bucket.
Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Now here's Kuzma. Yes, it's good.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
First team foul. Kyle Kuzma. Defensive foul. Jaden McDaniels.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Minnesota?
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
That's good from Kuzma.
Could be better from the line. Kuzma, a smooth shooter, but needs work from there.
Pass to Randall. Williams against Anthony. And it's Williams off the drive. Ooh, solid defense from Anthony. The Bucks trail by 3. Some nice passing by Milwaukee here. Here's Trent. And he converts the layup. Trent's gotten 4 this quarter.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now. His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
So it's Minnesota now, after the basket by Milwaukee on the other end. Champ passes to Big Smooth. That's in!
Oh, that's a big bucket. Putting the offense on his shoulders right there.
And here's Anthony. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. They trail by 1. And a timeout called here by Doc Rivers. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Milwaukee making some changes. Green's checked in for Kuzma. Rollins comes in for Trent. And it's Porter Jr. in for Anthony. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Doc Rivers as he talked with the team. He likes the way they're finishing inside. Coach said when we get close, we are golden. They can't stop us in there. Let's keep pounding it as long as we can.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Outside Green. Williams against Porter. Now on to Kupo. Can't hit it.
Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Let's loose for 3. Turner with a rebound. The Bucks have gotten 4 of 5 attempts to fall so far in the fourth. Antetokounmpo. Look at Giannis playing big inside against contact.
And as a coach, it's such a luxury to have a player like Giannis, someone you can always rely on.
Game deciding where to go with it. And yes, sir! In stride on the lay-in from a sweet assist. And neither side able to take control of this game.
Yeah, at this rate, it's going to come down to a photo finish.
Turner outside. Porter fires. Knocks down the trifecta.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Oh, touches it off the glass.
Well, look, you need a bucket, go to him. This is exactly what he's built to do.
Now on to Kupo.
And he is just showing off right now. I mean, he's giving you leadership. Giannis just takes pride in stepping up and hitting those big shots.
Williams against Porter. And out of bounds. Milwaukee will have it.
What a costly turnover. Those are the ones that keep you up at night.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Antetokounmpo with it. Picked up by James.
The contest plus the board. A full defensive possession from him. Great effort.
Banks it home. Big shot.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time clutch.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo is doubled.
Oh, what a shot. Porter showing that willingness to take over in the clutch.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
There's enough time on the clock to go for a 2-for-1.
Here's Williams. There's 31 seconds left in the game. Just 5 to shoot. The 3 is in!
Ooh, a clutch bucket. A defensive stop now could be all it takes to clinch the win.
And Doc Rivers calls timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Obviously, not a lot of time to work with. What do you guys think we're going to see?
This is where your coaching is so important. They need a really good play now.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
Antetokounmpo surveys. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Timberwolves. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, can't allow them to dribble out the top.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys.
Your Timberwolves dancing.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for 2, Williams.
So the first one drops, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 3-point game.
Delivering exactly what they needed from the line. He secures the 3-point lead.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's the foul.
At the line for Minnesota, Williams. 2 shots.
He gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Well, that shuts the door on any hope of a comeback. Nicely done.
So it's Minnesota picking up the win. This one was in the balance right until the final seconds.
And BA, they showed their character when it mattered most, sending those fans home happy.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And before we go, we'll leave you with our player of the game.